I've been a debt counsellor at the Consumer Credit Counselling Service for 3 years now. There's a client that I was speaking to recently who his wife was pregnant and had recently had the baby, and he'd been working 5 days a week, but his factory had shut down 2 of those 5 days, so he'd gone down to short time and his wages had dropped quite considerably because of that. He contacted his credit card companies to get advice on what to do next, and they referred him through to us. So I called him up, and over the phone we went through his income and his expenditure and put together a breakdown of where all his money was going. During the appointment I took him through all of the things his creditors could and couldn't do, and he worked out that he was right, most of his money was allocated to all his living costs, but he worked out there was a way that he could afford something to pay towards his debts, and that meant he could go into what's called a debt management plan. Based on the situation at the point he came to us, it would have been about 8 years it would have taken to clear his debts. But with the debt management plan, the payments you make are flexible, so when his wife returned from maternity leave, or when his hours go back to normal at his factory, he could increase his payments and get his debts cleared quicker. And he was very reassured by that, because as long as he was willing to pay as much as he couldn't afford, there's very little else that was going to happen to him. Whenever his situation changes, we'll be able to review the figures and make sure the payment he makes is always an affordable amount. And by the end of the call, you could tell from the sound of his voice he was very relieved, and he felt he had a plan in place to help get him out of the situation he found himself in.